going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Doing Football. Today, probably the last mock draft we do.
But that's how you know we're getting real close.
Yeah, we're getting very, very close. If you are drafting, let's say next week, actually just drop the date of your draft that you have coming up before the season, and maybe we'll run another one next week if some of you are drafting right before Thursday. But otherwise, today we're doing a 1 QB full PPR mock draft. 12 rounds. Avery's drafting from the 2. Jared's drafting from the 7, and then I'm drafting from the 12 spot. So if you watched our draft strategy videos, we're going to find out if Avery listened, knows what we're talking about, wants to follow us. Didn't. Maybe he doesn't.
I listened to you guys record it, and then I watched the video so we could get the views and the likes.
That's true. Yeah, if you enjoy the video, drop a comment down below, of course, but also like the video, subscribe to the channel. The fantasy football content from us we'll be doing 5 days a week at least during the season, and we're just crushing content. So please, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the draft. But before we do, check out the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. If you use promo code BOX, you'll get 20% off and free shipping. Avery,
on any products.
Yeah, every product. Jared, put that stuff to use, right?
Every day.
Lawnmower 4.0 every day. Holy shit!
It's like brushing his teeth.
Twice a day. Once when I wake up, once before bed.
Probably
5 o'clock shadow on Jared's bush. That thing's gone.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt shaving that with that short. With a Lawnmower 4.0.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. It doesn't hurt at all.
Skin safe, baby.
Skin safe. Okay,
let's get into it.
Let's get going.
Let's start this draft. Avery's got the. Wow.
I've been seeing this way too much on Sleeper.
This sucks. I was going to take Alvin Kamara here. That's usually where McCaffrey obviously goes first, but
yeah, you have to take McCaffrey.
That sucks.
Available. Almost got Derrick Henry there. All right. The mid slot is kind of a weird spot here because I love Eckler. He's my next highest ranked guy, but you also have to be willing to diversify. And since I have Eckler in so many leagues, I would take Zeke here.
When Jared just plays in every league, he just pretty much owns every player and plays by the numbers. He's just like, okay, if I spread out enough, then I'm bound to win.
If you were in a lot of leagues, do not take the same guys everywhere because all it takes is one injury and you're screwed.
Boys, before we move any farther, I have to speak to the fact that I have the chance, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to avoid the Packers stack here. I can't take Aaron Jones and Davante Adams. So what I'm going to do instead,
Davante Adams, Travis Kelce.
I'm going to take Aaron Jones because I like to go running back. We've said this in the strategy video. I like to go running back, wide receiver if we're in the back of the first. But we've said it's Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Davante Adams.
Yeah.
I can't take Aaron Jones and Davante Adams, so I'm going to go with Travis Kelce, who I'm lucky enough to see fall to me in this front end of the second.
Yeah, that's a great value. Every time you get Travis Kelce in the second round, it's a great value.
Yeah, I love my start.
Your boy DK23.
Wow, the 2 wide receiver start. All right, I love that Gibson fell to me because I kind of want to talk about him. Now, Peyton Barber just got cut today.
God, I'm liking your team right now because of that.
Peyton Barber just got cut, and Antonio Gibson now has a lock on the goal line work. There was a bit of a question mark that Peyton Barber might steal a little bit, but G.D. McKissick is not taking anything. Jarrett Patterson is not taking anything. This is all Gibson. Gibson has such a high
7 touchdowns in the MAC for Buffalo.
He made me so much money that one game. I can't get over Jarrett Patterson, but you're right about Gibson.
Look, Gibson has such a high ceiling.
Do you think this is going to take off soon? This Gibson thing? I think it's going to.
I'm getting even higher on him. I would be willing to take him maybe even before Jonathan Taylor.
And then
I might have him ahead of Jonathan Taylor.
Gosh.
So here, I think just sheer volume of targets, I'm going Calvin Ridley here.
Love Calvin Ridley.
Don't like his wide receiver in the second round.
Now.
But then I'm going to take Clyde.
Ooh, I would have flipped it.
That's why I thought I could get.
But super sharp and got them both. You would not have gotten Ridley because
but then you're good with Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Ridley more than Jefferson.
I just think he's going to get a record amount of targets. He could have a Michael Thomas season this year.
I think Calvin Ridley could be the wide receiver 1. That's my little bit of a hot take for fantasy football this season.
I kind of hate how all of the guys I would have taken went right before, Swift right before, Darren Waller, Terry McLaurin, all these guys you expect to be there in the mid-third just left. So kind of sucks. But the next highest guy for me is Allen Robinson. Now, Allen Robinson is a solid wide receiver 1. He's going to get so much volume, and if Justin Fields gets on the field earlier, that's even better for him. I think he's got a great year coming.
All right, so now I can kind of follow the draft strategy we talked about in our video from this spot is James Robinson.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hit James Robinson here in the third, especially with Montgomery and Carson going the picks before. So James Robinson will be my RB2. And then now we can start looking at the wide receiver position. Mentioned this on the show earlier this week when we were talking about Mike Evans. I would rather have CeeDee Lamb as if I'm looking at my number one target. I just think he's a bit safer. Mike Evans could still have a big season touchdown-wise, but week in and week out, I think CeeDee Lamb will be more consistent. So I'm taking him in the 4-1.
I like that pick. CeeDee Lamb, always a great value in the fourth. This is where it gets kind of tough. Now, Miles Sanders being there is pretty late, but I just don't like him at all. So I probably would pass on him here and go with another Cowboys wide receiver, Amari Cooper. Mid fourth round, like that value for him. He's probably got close to, if not the same ceiling as CeeDee Lamb, so in the fourth round, I'll take that as my wide receiver too.
This is ugly. People don't like this. I am bought in on Kyle Pitts 100%.
Yeah.
I love Kyle Pitts. Taking him here.
Gosh,
that's too high for me.
We've never even discussed Kyle Pitts in any mocks or draft strategy.
Just because he goes way too high every time. Actually, I think there was that one time I got him in like the 7th.
Oh, that was like the first one we did. Yeah.
And then I'm going to go Tyler Lockett here as my 2.
God, I love Lockett in the 5th.
Over Ayuk. Disappointing. Disappointing.
This is me diversifying.
Yes, love that.
It's not
diversify.
Such a soft move by you. Do you think he knows everything about fantasy football?
I know everything about fantasy football.
If I was listening to him, I would have taken him there. I don't give a fuck what he thinks. I'm going to take my guys, right? He didn't sway me. I picked, and then he said something else. I'm like, oh.
All right, I'll take the guy that Avery decided to pass on for some reason, Brandon Ayuk. Like, this guy has a high ceiling in San Francisco. Wide receiver 1 there. Absolutely love him. Wide receiver 3, beautiful. What you got, Tmack?
All right. I was just looking at the board. That's why I paused there. And look, J.K. Dobbins being out for the season is really make things very interesting at the running back position in Baltimore. We know how much they run the ball. They run it at the highest rate in the NFL. And Gus Edwards, look, we're on sleeper here. The ADP and whatnot probably isn't really where it's supposed to be and updated. But it is an interesting conversation we should have. I think that Gus Edwards, to me, is right in that tier of Josh Jacobs and Miles Sanders, Darrell Henderson. Like he's probably going to have some serious volume this season. I'd be surprised if they don't look to add somebody, kind of like what we saw the Rams do with Darrell Henderson. They weren't willing to trust him to have that full workload. But with Aaron Jones and James Robinson, I'm going to add Gus Edwards to that mix as my third running back.
Usually he won't fall that far, but if he's there, obviously take him.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it works out for him. And then I'm really building in terms of the love on T. Higgins.
Yes,
with,
another guy that I've influenced you on.
So you've definitely influenced me on T. Higgins. I think he's going to be the target for Joe Burrow.
Damn, I was hoping Javonte Williams would follow me there. Let's see, it's kind of looking a little bit thin now. I don't know if I want to go a 4th wide receiver here. So I'm going to go with a quarterback here. Like, some of these guys have fallen way too far, in my opinion. Like, Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott being there in the 6th round is just a steal. So I'm going to take Dak here. Usually he goes in probably the 5th, I'd say. Mm-hmm. So if Dak Prescott's there in the 6th round, just take him.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
I am not going to lie. With these running backs left, I have no fucking clue what to do. I hate this area of running back.
This is why you go running back early.
I was thinking about it today. I got out of the shower. I was like, dude, I could not give a fuck about these running backs. Like this type of Myles Gaskin I like, Javonte Williams I like. But after that, you get Edmonds, Fournette, Rojo, Mostert, Melvin Gordon. I wanted to puke before I want to draft one of those guys. So please don't make yourself have to do this. Like, it's ugly, but here I'm probably looking receiver again. Devonta Smith.
Like it.
Big Devonta Smith.
End of the 6th. That's good value.
And then the only guy running back I like kind of in this area now, he's kind of shooting up a little bit from the Mac Jones news. I'm going Damian Harris.
Yeah, I was going to make the same pick if he fell to me in the 7th. Like, Harris now has a very high touchdown ceiling because Cam Newton's not going to take them. Yeah. So who else is going to take them on the ground?
He was a nice guy to have on your roster last season, like a very safe guy the back half of last season, and that was with Cam Newton playing. Now without him there, there's good opportunity for him, even with Ramondre Stevenson being around.
Definitely. Now I need a running back 2, a running back 3. And I'm going to go with Trey Sermon here. He's doesn't have quite the floor that Damian Harris has, but he's got a ceiling in this offense. And like, as my last guy in my starting lineup, he'd be the last guy in my starting lineup. Like, I'll take that, the ceiling that he can give me.
Yeah, I'm good with that for sure. Okay, so now I've got my tight end locked up, my 3 running backs, and then I have Lamb and Higgins at wide receiver. So I do still need to fill out there. Being that now we are in the 7th round, I don't have a quarterback. I'm still Tom Brady is sticking out to me. I still think I'm going to look to fill out depth at wide receiver with my first pick here. I like Corey Davis. I'm now willing to take him in the early part of the 8th round or back of the 7th. I just think volume's going to be there for him, and he's a nice safe play as my wide receiver 3.
Yeah, he's been shooting up draft boards after the preseason.
Running back wise, there really isn't a lot here. Like Sony Michel is an interesting one. I think in the 8th, he's
really that high.
Like I'm not taking wide receiver here, but I think once you get into like the 9th, if it comes back to me and he's still there, I think he's going to have like 150 touches this season at least. So he's a nice. If I would go for him as opposed to going for A.J. Dillon or even maybe James Conner this season.
Is like 150 touches something you'd look for with your running back? Because that's less than 10 a game.
Yeah, no, it's not a high volume. I think that's at minimum for him, and he could maybe win the job over Henderson. I don't have. So I'm going to go with Tom Brady because I think being in the 8th now, it's good value, and I really like where I'm at every other position. So I don't want to reach on any other spot here.
Yeah, I mean, getting a quarterback in the 8th round, I don't mind it for sure, especially if it's Brady. See, Michael Carter's still available. I don't mind that at all. Although there is news that Ty Johnson could be the starter.
Picked him up in one of my leagues after the Dobbins injury. Ty Johnson.
Ooh, that's big.
That was thanks to Jared, though.
True. I'm gonna go with Michael Carter here anyway, just because, again, just kind of like Trey Sermon, he has a high ceiling in his offense, and if he does take over, he's got the potential to be an every down back in this Jets offense.
I will go against a bit what Jared's saying. I liked Michael Carter to start the season. I liked his play at UNC. I just think the Jets' backfield is going to be something you don't want a piece of this year.
That's fair.
I'm worried about that. I like Michael Carter. I want it to work out, but I just think that's what's going to happen.
So I'm here. When does the sleeper video go out? Before or after this?
This is going out before, so you got to be quiet about that.
Yep. You guys are not about to find out.
No spoiling.
So you're not going to know from my draft strategy who one of my sleepers is. But Antonio Brown, one of the best values so far, I think, this season.
He's a great value. Easily the best value of all the Bucs receivers.
And another very good value, Will Fuller.
Yeah. I mean, Fuller has the potential to be the wide receiver 1 on this offense.
Yeah. And I think I'm a Tua guy this season. So I think I like what's going on with Tua.
He's been playing well.
Yeah.
And there's that Deshaun Watson hype. So imagine if Deshaun Watson and Will Fuller reconnect in Miami. So there's that outside chance.
I'm going to reach a little bit on Tyler Higbee just to screw with Tmack. Yes. Oh, wait, Tmack has Travis Kelce, so that was probably a mistake. It's okay, though. I don't mind Tyler Higbee around the 9th, 10th round. And he's somebody who is probably has as high of a ceiling as any of the non-top 3 tight ends could have. So
I think I would take Tonyan and Higbee over Fant this season.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah. So that's a 2-round difference right there.
Definitely.
You know what Tyler's going to do because he loves his team so much?
Take another tight end.
I'm going to take another QB. I'm going to take Trey Lance here in the 9th.
Trey Lance. That's. I probably should have gone with Jalen Hurts now that I look at it. Just stack
this
up
run on
Hurts.
quarterbacks is not good for me.
Now, okay, so I've taken Trey Lance there in the 9th, back to me in the 10th, and I do want to continue to fill out my depth at wide receiver. There's really not a lot here that I want to pick through at running back. I did mention Sony Michel. He is kind of speaking to me here. But I do only have 3 wide receivers, so I do want to grab Michael Pittman here. It's between him and Mike Williams, but I do have Pittman 1 spot in front of Mike Williams in my ranking, so I'm taking Michael Pittman in the 10th.
Definitely on no one's sleeper list.
No.
Michael Pittman. All right, I'm going to go with the guy who I have ahead of Michael Pittman, and that is Elijah Moore of the Jets. Get another Jets player. Avery loves him. I love him. T-Mac hates him. But I think Elijah Moore has a very high ceiling in this Jets offense, and great value pick in the 10th round. I'm taking him there every time.
The guy I've kind of come around on recently is Baker Mayfield. I'm going to take him as my quarterback.
Definitely not a bad floor play for sure.
And then I go floor play, and then I'm going to go an upside play and then take Justin Fields the next round.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good QB stack if
I
you're
hope you
going
never
QB
have to
late.
play Baker. To be honest, I hope you never have
Yeah.
to play him. Even though these teams won't actually see the field.
It'd be nice because I feel like I'd win the league.
No chance.
All right, this is another easy wide receiver pick for me. Marquez Callaway of the New Orleans Saints. The guy's looked incredible in the preseason, and the team has just been raving about him. Like, he has a very high ceiling, and that's what you look for in these late rounds. So I'll take that every day of the week.
All right, Tyler is closing out the draft. Sony Michel, again, this is a product of ADP. I think he probably would be gone at this point, but I am going to take him.
You think he would be gone most of the time? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Like, would you like Philip Lindsay? I is an interesting guy, but as well. But I think I'd take Michel before I took Nyheim Hines
It's fair.
or Tony Pollard.
I don't know. I just don't see like that high of a ceiling for Michel.
That's
Darrell
fair.
Henderson will still get more touches, probably by a decent amount.
Okay, now I'm looking at the wide receiver position. I have really grown on Marvin Jones. I'm surprised he's still here for me in the 12th. He is dealing with an AC joint sprain, but they did say it's not going to affect his status in week 1. So I'm going to hit with Marvin Jones to round out the squad.
I wish I could take 12 receivers in a 12-round draft. I love the receivers this year.
Yeah. There's just, I mean, receiver is easily the deepest position, which is why it's easy to just wait on them.
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman, that was what I was looking at.
No, I have Dak, so I probably don't need to go with the second quarterback. This is where I would start to maybe look at a handcuff like Alexander Madison maybe. But I don't know. James White is kind of a interesting pick here. But I'm going to go with a guy who you can't leave any draft without, and that's Terrace Marshall. Actually, no, I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers. Because Jacoby Myers is somebody who's going to be rising up people's draft boards with Mac Jones being the starter. And I personally think he's the wide receiver 1 in this Patriots offense. And as long as that's the case with Mac Jones throwing the ball, he actually has a pretty decent ceiling.
Somebody is going to give or provide tremendous value in Patriots pass catchers. Maybe it's the tight ends, or maybe it's Jacoby Myers or Kendrick Bourne or Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
I mean, the computer just fucked me. Kenneth Gainwell was the only pick I had. I wasn't ready for anything else. So I'll just go all here. What am I really looking at? I need to go another running back.
J.D. McKissick
is a guy who I take in
Yeah.
most of my drafts.
Yeah. All right, boys. I know I won this draft, so I'll give you
Disagree.
my picks first and give you my roster. So my starting quarterback is Tom Brady, but Trey Lance is sitting on the sidelines. Aaron Jones and James Robinson are my 2 running backs. CeeDee Lamb and T. Higgins sitting in my wide receiver spots. The cheat code that is Travis Kelce is my tight end. I think these guys forgot about the fact that I have Travis Kelce. Gus Edwards and Corey Davis in my flex positions. And then on the bench, Michael Pittman, Sony Michel, Marvin Jones, and as I mentioned, Trey Lance.
Kind of a shitty bench, but I like the starting lineup.
Okay, I'll go mine. I got Baker Mayfield. They're slotting in as starters, but I don't know how I would construct this roster. Christian McCaffrey, Clyde, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Kyle Pitts, the best player in football, Devontae Smith, Damian Harris, and then on my bench, Antonio Brown, Will Fuller, Justin Fields, J.D. McKissick.
All right, now the winning team. We got a lot of Cowboys on this team, I just realized. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Gibson, Allen Robinson, Amari Cooper, Tyler
Guys,
Higbee.
Oh, God.
Can we talk about the fact that you didn't even pay attention to all of the Dallas Cowboys?
Hey, that's never a bad
You would not
thing.
be happy with this draft.
Why wouldn't I be happy with that?
You're gonna spend the season just relying on the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's a great offense.
Completely. That is
If
nuts.
you're going to rely on an offense, that's one of the best offenses to rely
yeah,
on.
we're in agreement on that. But again, this team goes on bye week, and you're basically
Oh,
forfeiting.
so what?
the
That's
week.
1 week?
And if this offense doesn't play, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe it.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind it at all.
I don't think you would do this.
There's
I
a
don't think
lot
you
of
would do this
teams-
for real.
We talked about diversifying, and Jared did the exact opposite.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of teams where I would hate it, but this is one team that I'm okay with. I think the Cowboys and the Bucks are probably like the 2 teams I would be okay with doing this on.
Drop a comment below and let us know if you think Jared did this on purpose. Like if Jared did this by accident or he's actually okay with this. There's no chance.
But look at this bench though: Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, Marquez Callaway, Jacoby Myers.
Those are 2 Jets in there, too.
Yeah, you gotta stack these great offenses like the Jets.
No.
Hey, that's a high upside bench right there, and that's what you look for in these rosters.
I mean, I know who won this mock, and it's definitely not Jared.
Whoever has the most Cowboys won.
Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, as always, like we say, please go check out the Owner's Box Superflex salary cap game. We're so close to week 1. Get your lineups in our 100K week 1 contest. Use promo code DREW9 and we're going to give you a $10 free entry. Join the Discord as well. I haven't pumped that enough here. Been chatting fantasy football on there for the last number of weeks, and we can give you any and all advice you need when it comes to fantasy football this season. And we'll be taking questions and probably talking about it on the channel during the season as well. If you need the link, definitely put a comment down below and we'll send it over to you. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.